Yes guys, in the last video you have seen me attack the Volvo 245 and the thing is coming together. So in the previous video we've done very much. We got the car over here, we attacked the complete underside, we got the complete car, every single bit painted, and we need to build her back up. So let's dive into this video and let's get this car back on the road. So guys, look at this. This is actually the hoop where that fuel tank, that LPG tank, which is over here, is actually seated in. So that hoop mounts up in the passenger, the driver's side, the wheel well. It bolts up over there and over there. The hoop is over there, the tank is over there. We need to put that in the car, but the tank is completely full. And this is actually, this was covered with duct tape. And that is of course terrible, because the glue, which is still partially on there, is just nasty. So what I did, and what you just saw, is I actually used some old bicycle in a tire tube. And I cut that open and I used some contact adhesive. I use Bison kit, and that is actually perfectly fine for gluing stuff like this. So the second piece is actually the tire I just picked up from the store because I was a bit short, and that's now drying. And then I just use a very sharp razor blade or like a knife blade, and then you can like hold the knife steady on the side and you can actually cut away all the excess material on the edges. And this will of course be very grippy to clamp down this tank very much. But the bad thing about the tank, like I just said, it's full of freaking liquid gas. So I know liquid gas, it's a weird term, but it's liquid petroleum gas. So yeah, we need to get that in the car as soon as possible, because that means that is done and we can move on to other things. I do want to install the brakes today, so the calipers are actually in the ultrasonic cleaner in the office above us. Those are actually done already in the ultrasonic cleaner, so we can get those in very soon too. I did some touch up with some lacquer paint markers. There was a bit of rust around these little pressed in thingies, and they most of the time are freaking rusty. So yeah, I was like, let's clean them up and give them a good treatment, because when the floor is in, we can't reach them anymore. So guys, the brake calipers are actually ready for primer and then paint. So I'll be just waiting for the paint to warm up, and I was like, why not just do some handbrake stuff while we're at it. So right over here in my hands, I have 2 handbrake shoes. And I have a hardware kit. But partially we have them on there, so we can open that one. But we have 2 small springs, we have 2 big springs, we have 2 spacers, well actually 1 for this side, and of course 1 of each spring for this side. So while those brakes are drying, we are gonna look at the other brakes again. So I thrown on the discs and I found out that indeed the right side of the car, the one that didn't close properly, was dragging when I put on the disc. So I went inside of the car and I took off the center console piece and I found a nice little old comb, and I think Handslipat, I think that sounds Swedish, and this is a Swedish car, so this could be from literally someone, I think from 2006, I don't know. What I did is I took a 10mm ratchet wrench thingy and I untightened this one, and I found out that when I undid it like 5 turns, it actually runs freely. And as you can see right now, this one, it feels like the turning mechanism of these two is not actually running smoothly, so that could be one of the problems. But it's also very dirty in here, so it can also just be dry. Look at this, all this dust. I need to vacuum clean this out before I put the cover back. But as you can see, when I pull on the handbrake, they are both pulled upwards the same, and that's a good thing because that means they are both now locked. So over here we have now a very solid handbrake, and over here we have a very solid handbrake. Job done. So that means that when the calipers are painted, that we can finally put on the brake calipers with new hardware, new pads and a full rebuild kit, because we of course need to build all those calipers back up again. And I have a ton of brake caliper pistons below there. And we need to put them all back inside of the calipers, rebuild them. Then the calipers can go on the rear axle and then we can make the new brake lines. I am running out of time because, yeah, this car is putting me on a load of stress because financially this wasn't a very responsible decision to buy this thing. But, yeah, I mean, it's a blue Volvo. I gotta have it. So guys, it's the next day. We have 4 brake calipers. I painted them when I got in here this morning, again slightly, because they were not perfectly gray all around. But the fuel tank is also painted again in the same color that it was, but now in 2K brake caliper paint. I mean, why not? More protection the better. But the bad thing is, they say on the can that when you warm it up, the paint should dry faster. And the only thing it does with the brake calipers is that it's making them more sticky than they were before. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I do really want to get them done today, because when they are on here, I can then start making brake lines. But since the fuel tank is drying, I will try to mount that thing in the car, because this thing is not sticky, it's all dried up. So we can throw that onto the jack stand and then get the car up in the air more, and then try to get this thing mounted. I have already wiggled in this breather hose, which is clamped on the top over there. I have loosely put in the filler neck, which is then held in place by this nicely broken piece. So we need to get a new one for that, but for now I will just run it. The only thing this bucket thing does is it will make sure the fuel that gets in there will be dripped inside the car, I think. If you just know how to fill up a car, you won't spill it anyway. So let's get the car up in the air and let's see if I can find all the bolts that are necessary to mount in the fuel tank, and then we can hopefully get that thing in. Then we need to lift up the floorboard over there, and then we can get the fuel send unit put in there. And I think I'm just gonna do it when the fuel tank is already in the car, because you can easily reach it by the hole you have over there, and that way I don't scratch the tank any more than I need to. So let's go. So guys, this car is from '81 and I think this thing has solid front brake discs. So we're gonna take the wheel off to see if this actually is the case. There. Now let's see what we have behind this. A very simple, solid front disc that is dragging like crazy. So I'm actually gonna try to get this car off its steering lock, and then we can hopefully turn this to get the caliper off. So guys, great news. As you can see, vented discs just fit on a normal non-vented hub. So that's good. I have new brake hoses, which are over there. I am not going to replace the brake lines over there. Maybe I can turn on the flash for you guys. But I'm not going to replace these lines. I am going to replace the lines over here. And when this car is done, so when this car is back on the road driving, when I have sold the white car outside, then we can take the whole strut tower out. Then we're going to paint the dust covers and everything else that's connected to the strut. Then we're also going to change the top mounts, but I'm not going to do that yet because I do want new front shocks and springs, because I want to lower this car around 3 centimeters just to give it a nicer stance on the gorgeous OZ Fittipaldi wheels that I have over here. These came off the other car, but they do need new tires because yeah, over here we have no tread and over there we have very much tread. So yeah, we have here a very nice set of brake calipers. As you can see, this one and this one, when I turn them like this, these are front calipers, non-vented, vented. The difference actually is over here. So there is a tiny gap over there and a big gap over there. So that's actually the only thing that you need to change. If you have new calipers, then you're done. Oh, and of course the discs. But our little spray boot is ready again. Sway bar mounts, A-arms, tow hitch, sway bar, center bearing supports, and some other front suspension pieces. Everything is wiped down. Let's get primer on there. So guys, over here we have everything painted black. I know the lighting isn't the greatest here right now, but everything is looking very nice. 2 coats right now to get all the red primer away. Especially the tow hitch looks very good. We have the 2K from the heater to heat the cans up. This is just drying right now. I have my yeah, how is it called? I have a thing running that sucks out the bad air, and I'm wearing a face mask right now. Well, not for the video, but I am when I quit the video. I also cleaned up the workbench a tiny bit, so I have some room. And what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna place some nice carpet down there, so we can then mask and fully build up the brake calipers. So I'm gonna go upstairs, I'm gonna grab the rebuild kits, and when the rebuild kits are here, I can then put the pistons back in and throw the rear brakes back on the car, and actually the fronts too, because I think everything is ready for the calipers. So guys, the rear brakes are on there, and if we go to the front, we also have one side of the front already done. New suspension arms and the new sway bar will be connected on top. We need to do that too, and then the only thing left to do is actually make some new brake lines. So these brake hoses will be of course replaced. They go over there, that one goes over there. So we have new brake hoses, need to take them off, but those clips are just so freaking stuck always. And right now, we're gonna do this side. Guys, look at this. We have brakes, we have sway bar end links, nice and shiny. We have a nice black sway bar. We have over here sway bar end links with a nice red spot, which I forgot to paint, and that's where the zip tie was, sadly. But I will touch that up when the car has MOT. This thing will be more than nice when it got its MOT. We are also gonna replace these springs. We're gonna replace, well, not replace, but we're gonna take those off. We're gonna paint them. We're gonna paint the dust covers. That later on. Look at the brakes. It's all on there. Everything spins super nice. Wheel bearings are more than fine, so I'm not changing those. But yeah, this thing is getting somewhere. And then the thing we also need to do is take the Simmons exhaust from the 244 and throw this thing onto there and throw the Simmons onto this car. And then we immediately have a sport exhaust. So yeah, keep watching. Exciting stuff coming up. I'm going home, eat some nachos, and I will see you on Saturday, which is right now. So guys, brand new day, Saturday. And I really hope you can start this car today. So I'm quickly running upstairs to put on the heater because it's pretty freaking cold in here, and I haven't been into the office lately. Let's see. (19), very nice and warm. And then we can pick up here in the office some brake hoses. So we need front Let's see. Rears, front. So yeah, 4 front, 1 rear. We need 2 of those for today. What do we have else? Ignition, engine mounts, water pump. That's not what we're gonna do yet. We have a timing chain left. The boxes are getting empty, guys. That's a good thing. These are the wrong size, if I'm correct. So yeah, we're just gonna take this because we need brakes, first of all. And we also need an exhaust today. So guys, over here we have a brand new brake line, and over there we have another. But sadly, the brake lines that go here, the hoses to your box over there, the hoses I got are wrong. But I have changed out these hoses and these clips, so this is all done. I can now make some new brake lines for this caliper. Then tomorrow they will have 2 new brake, no, not tomorrow, tomorrow is Sunday. Monday they will have 2 new rear brake lines in the part shop. We can then also pick up some oil for the rear axle. And when we have the new brake lines in and the rear axle oil, if I can get everything else done today, then it means Monday will be driving time. The first drive of this car. And then hopefully Tuesday morning, like Tuesday very early in the morning, we can take this car, drive to the MOT stuff and get it MOT'd, and then we can drive the crap out of this car, hopefully. So guys, I did some work off camera. I finished the front brakes. It's all done, all the lines. I have also put the LPG filler line in there, so that's also connected now. That's this one. Not really nice how it looks, but the little kink in there. But that's just how LPG lines work, because it's one single piece. You cannot fold it and make couplings and stuff. It's just one line. And it runs inside the car, then it runs underneath the floor, underneath here, and down here, and then in the tank, and then on the tank. So that's all one line. You have this much room. But the cool thing is, I found out that one battery terminal is completely gone. The other thing I found out is that when I turn it on, I have some lights. So I'm actually gonna put that on there. I have no exhaust, so I'm not gonna start it. But the thing I do find out is that we have some lights on the dash. Let me get in here. So I found out that I'm actually in the car now, and I found out that the interior light is working. I also found out that when I turn on the ignition with everything on, that I hear, let's turn off the heater. That works too. It works, we have a heater. We have the annoying seatbelt sound. So let's maybe put the seatbelt on, then we don't have the annoying sound. We also have interior lighting, which seems to work. So if I run this, you can barely see it, but dark, bright, so that works. I have very dirty hands, so I shouldn't be in this car even. But we have headlights. If you look through the gap of the hood, we have the very famous and familiar cracking sound of Volvo next to this. But the good thing is, you hear the clicking noise in the back. And that means that when we do this, that means the system of the gas tank is actually working. Oh, working radio. There are some cheap ass speakers in the back, completely broken by the seats. So let's just find something.
Ja, en hoe fijn het is dat je dan vervolgens...
Yep, it works. We have a radio. Do we have a... We have a light in the dashboard. We have a light in the glove box compartment. There is no stuff on top of here. No mirrors or anything. We do have a working light in here, but I cannot switch it. But yeah. We also have a working heated rear window lamp. We have blinkers, and it looks like the hazard lights are working on the back. We don't have tail lights, so we don't have tail lights in the back, so that's not a good thing. We also have no brake lights in the back. We have a horn. That's funny. Okay, I'm happy. How does the gear shifter feel? Oh, the clutch feels very, very weird. That does not feel good. Oh, this feels pretty okay. Little bit loose. Where's the fifth gear? Think some new oil and she will be golden. And a short shifter. Let's get out of the car. So guys, first just little test drive has been done, but we do have one problem, because braking wise I think we have a leak because this is not how your brake should work. This is all brake fluid, But my guess is that it's my new line over here that is not sealing correctly. I think that is. You can see a little yellowish spot down there. So I think that is our problem, but I'm not sure. Yeah guys, it was time. So guys, brand new day, and sadly, well not sadly that C is here, but sadly we didn't make MOT. So we have a bit of sun, as you can see, that's new in the Netherlands. But yeah, we didn't make MOT, and that is because we don't have the LPG in the engine. It runs only on normal petrol, normal fuel. So I took off the LPG line from the evaporator, which evaporates the liquid gas into gas, and then that doesn't work because it doesn't get any gas to the front of the car. So the problem that we have lies in the back of the car. Now let's see if we can find that in like 45 minutes, because we fixed the front headlights, because I had one headlight that wasn't working. I had one brake leaking on the right rear. Yesterday evening at around 10 in the evening, I was still busy. It also leaked, so I tightened it, and it completely sprayed brake fluid all over the place when we were at the MOT place. Weirdly enough, the guy didn't even notice a huge brake leak. So the headlights are fixed. We have a nice battery strap, which is of course more than enough to keep the battery down. But over here you can see this line, and that line is not spitting out any kind of fuel. So we need to figure that out, and I have no idea what to do. She did it, guys. Because of her, it works. We have a freaking LPG car. It runs, and really good. Alright. Hey guys, we have an MOT. She's done. She's fixed. So after 12 years, this car is finally back on the road. 12 years, 7 years not running, and she runs great. So first kilometers, of course, getting a monster. That's her fault. But yeah, she runs great. And I think we're gonna name her Bluey, because she's blue. It's that easy. But yeah, great car. She drives great. The steering wheel is crooked like a banana, so it turns that way. But yeah, can't do anything about that right now because I'm driving. But we have a wooden steering wheel, we have leather seats to go in, we have many more upgrades once the 244 has been sold. So that's the first thing we need to do right now. But she runs, and she runs great, so I can't be happier. If she keeps running like this, perfect. I am gonna look underneath the hood, because we need to check the timing belt, we need to check the fan belts, we need to check the oil and everything else, coolant to go on. So just a full engine checkup. But yeah, first let's get her home and let's get some lunch, because it's been a pretty busy day, and pretty busy yesterday, because yesterday I've worked for I think 15 hours or something in one day. But you got it done, so it's all worth it. So, see you guys later. And there we have her, guys. She's done. After all the hard work, we have finally finished our Volvo 245 restoration. We got it running again. We got an MOT, and we can finally drive this car. So that's amazing. So please subscribe. Please keep watching this channel. And thank you so much for watching this video with me. And yeah, that was it.